Oh, FLR. Let me send him an invite real quick as well. You're good, you're good. Shit, I want that back too, motherfucker. I got second. Everyone. I mean, if that's not us being impartial, then I don't know what to say, because we gave up our results to try to be fair for everybody. We got a 1-2. Let's go. Alright, so we're live. Let me get the stream going to everybody. Let me give an invite to Vice Shangy. Send him a couple of invites real quick. Alright, YouTube. I think that is, yeah, that's Spit Check in the chat. He's saying hello, everybody. What up, Spit Check? Live streams, where you at?
Dang, they've only got 15 people racing today?
I think we have 16. FLR keeps disconnecting, and then Vice Shank is coming in as well. I think it's going to be 17. Assuming FLR can stay connected. I don't know why he's having some connection issues. Alright, that's out. And oh, Cody. He's having a moment there.
I'm on board with Steinmine at the moment.
Yeah, let's go on board with him. And Steinmine's on a hot lap?
I think he is.
Yeah, I think he is.
Sure. Vaishang has joined us. Thank you, Vaishang.
Why is my computer so slow? Come on. Come on. Let me invite Vaishang again. So apparently Vaishang was getting a haircut. Vaishang was getting a haircut? I guess. Yeah. I guess he's gonna be looking fresh.
Yeah, for all that publicity he's gonna be getting.
Yeah. So Steinmine on provisional pole with that lap.
Yeah, looking solid.
Hubali as the next one is gonna cross the line. Where does that put him? Puts at 141.3, but he's gonna start in the mediums. Hones with the 138.5, just behind Steinmine.
Yep.
Bial Stroll starting a hot lap. Then we have a Williams. I think it's that Will? No, it's Faye's Bass. He puts it into third with a 138.9. And then we have a, is that a Haas? Yeah, Jer. Flat out. He puts it on pole, 137.8. Great lap from Jer.
Yeah, very, very fast.
And then we have Kalirov crossing the line. He puts it in second with the 138.3, just ahead. An MST. MST beating his teammate on that medium tire lap by about.
Interesting selection of tires.
Yeah, they're going for the one stop, surely.
Not a bad idea though, especially here.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I think especially doing the medium to hard. I think some of the front runners are going to try the soft to medium. The soft to hard strategy one stop. The thing is, you're going to be suffering with a lot more wear, and especially on the rears, and that makes a lot of these sections really tricky. Like the exit of the castle, you come over the crest, the car gets unloaded, so you lose all that load on the tires, and especially with the rear tires worn, it's going to want to loop around on you.
Absolutely, especially towards those last couple of laps on that stint. It's going to put a lot of pressure on those rear tires.
Yeah, so starting on the mediums is going to take a little bit of pressure off of the tires so that they don't have to eke so much life out of them. But the soft is hard can win as well, as we saw in the Tier 1 race. Young Ants, class of the field. Soft to hard, made them last, were able to go fast. So it really just depends on how good these guys are in terms of their tire management. We're going to have to find out. But it's going to keep it interesting because we're going to see two stops. We're going to see one stop soft to hard. We're going to see one stop medium to hard. And I wouldn't be surprised if some people out of the top 10 actually start on the hard tire. So we're going to be all over the place with the strategy, and it's all going to come together in the final laps to see, you know, who's made the best choice there in terms of their strategy. It's going to be interesting to see. What do you think we're going to see in this race, Thibodeau?
Well, I do believe and agree with you on the approach of, as far as tire strategy goes. We're going to see a lot of alternate tire strategies. You know, people trying to gain a one-up position on their competition, but also too, I believe we're going to see a lot of broken wings here at Baku. Tight circuit, very tight corners, especially through the castle section.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. Rusty's in the chat saying it should be a good race. Any weather reports? Not quite just yet. We do have someone down on pit lane. Maybe they will give us some intel. Still waiting to hear from them. Adri saying the grip is really low, so there's already some intel down from pit lane from the Racing Point garage. So interesting to see then how this is going to ramp up. I would imagine that we're going to start seeing some really, really quick laps in the final stages of quali. Who else is crossing?
Definitely expect to see here some of these guys crossing over the line with a solid 137, possibly lows, but right around the mid range.
Yeah, I think so. Toad is already attacking Jer in terms of the lap time, and Bai Xiang, he beats everyone to provisional pole. He just got back from the barbers, looking fresh to death, and yeah, feeling good, driving well on provisional pole. So well done. iConnects aborts his lap. He's going into the pits. He must have been validated. Looks like F.
148 his previous.
And yeah, the outlap. FLR into the pits. Who else is out there? Cody Lewis in the Haas. It's good enough for 9th. Dace is next across the line. That's good enough for 10th. I think he can go quicker than that. And I think Will Butler is going to be the next across the line in the Williams. And that's good enough for 10th with the 140.166.
Very nice.
Looks like Adri's going to start a lap. Who else? BL Stroll behind him starting a lap. Toad jumping into the pits. Who else behind him? Calcis is going to cross the line, but he's starting the hot lap. So who do we have behind? We have Age? No. No, I think it's by Shangy, but I think he's going to jump back into the pits. But I'm going to stay on board with Adri, though. Adri's in the other Racing Point.
Yep.
And we know this guy's got the pace for pole. Can he put all the sectors together, though? He does get the best first sector so far today, so he's on pace for it. Braking as late as can be here. Into the tricky castle section. Navigated very well. Tucks the car into the apex and early on the power. Nicely done by Adri. So what kind of sector time will this give him in Sector 2? Using up all of the curb there. All of the fastest guys cutting across the curb as much as possible. That is the fastest Sector 2, so he's on for provisional pole if he keeps it together here. Someone's lost the wing ahead. I think that is the Williams of Will. Yep, he's picking up the slipstream. He's using them to pick up the slipstream. And it's not quite enough. A tenth and some odd change, but a hair over a tenth slower.
Right now on board with Calza, says he's coming across the line. Let's see what kind of time he puts in. He's coming down the straight. DRS, his wings open. Puts in a 139 flat.
Yeah, so good enough for 11th at the moment. Now, I think it's interesting what Racing Point has done. I don't know if it's on purpose.
What are you thinking?
Well, I thought they were going to try to give each other the slipstream there, but I don't think so at this point.
I believe at this time they're probably just going to jump back into the pit and
try to
prep for their final run.
Yeah, I think so. I'm on board with Phase Boss. He's going to finish a lap here. He does improve slightly by almost 0.3. That's good enough for 9th at the moment.
Yep.
Owens is jumping into the pits. Who else is down here? Ubali is the next across the line. And he's starting a hot lap. So we'll come back to him. Cali Rob is jumping into the pits. So it looks like everyone's going to try to get situated for their final runs. So let's see. FLR having some trouble in the exit of the castle. So was this his final set of soft tires? He's going to have to come in now. I think he's got damage.
Ooh, I think he's bouncing off the walls a little bit. Maybe
Yep.
a bit of a connection issue.
I don't think so. I think he's just lost his wing at this point.
Baku is cursed.
It's very, very tricky here. Very tricky.
So cursed.
Alright, so what's happening at the moment? Looks like everyone's getting ready for their final run still. Bai Sheng is giving it another go though. As Jared, I missed it, but Jared did put in a 137.4. It's good enough for provisional pole. And yeah, Vice is going back into the pits. So Huban Lee now on his third lap on these softs. Yeah, and he's slowing down. So I'm not sure what his strategy was.
It seems like we've got a couple of people starting to bunch up. I know they're on their out laps, but
Yeah, but hopefully they're not impeding each other.
yeah, definitely need to keep each other's room, especially on this circuit. Let's go forward by Shang.
Yep, good call. Adri starting his hot lap. Who else is out there? I think FLR crossing the line. He's in 10th at the moment.
Did Jared just put that fastest lap?
That was, I think, a couple minutes ago. We just completely missed it, but yeah.
Okay. I missed it, yeah.
Less than a 10th up. So, great lap from Jer. Cody Lewis with a great lap, 138.2. So that's good enough for 6th at the moment. That's exactly what he needed. Not sure what happened with Vice Shang. I think he's slowed down.
I think he got impeded.
I think it's possible, but I think he backed off because his ERS is at 100. It never went less than 100 this whole lap. So I think he's trying to cross the line right before
Just enough time.
Yeah, he's gonna have the most rubbered in track. So who else is crossing the line? Kalirov started crossing the line. And it looks like...
A little bit squirrely, Kalirov.
Was that Kalirov? There's a car ahead of him too. I think it's Kalsis. No, it's the car of Days. Having some trouble, so I'm not sure what's happening with Days.
Yep.
So now I'm on board with Vice. I'm on board with Vice. He's about to cross the line. And he's starting his lap.
Yep.
Looks like there's an AlphaTauri. Looks like there's an AlphaTauri that just went off in the final corner before the main straight.
Is it VRL or FLR?
I'm not sure. And who else do we have? We got Toad on the final approach to the line. Will he be able to snatch a pole here?
Oh, it looks like Adri just did miss not being able to cross the line for that final run.
And Toad does improve. Yeah, Toad does improve, but it's not good enough. FLR invalidated, so that's his quali over.
Oh.
FaZe Boss must have been down on his time, so he's aborted his run.
Weisheng coming up through the castle section, keeping it nice and tidy and fast.
So iConnex does not improve. Steinmine on the run down to the line does not improve, so he's down in 8th at the moment.
Ooh, Weisheng slams into the wall. And he's gonna let off. He flew over that last curve.
So I'm missing, I feel like, some of the action. What's happening? Who's still going? I think, yeah, it's just Weisheng, but he's got damage. I think this is going to be our final order. Great lap from JR. After Weisheng, yeah, after Weisheng took pole from him originally. So yeah, that's going to be it for quali. So Jared on pole, the racing points on the back foot here, starting Vice on the first row, Adrian on the second row. Then we got Toad, Stroll, Cody, Kalirov, Steinmine, Hones, FaZe Boss, Kalsis, FLR, Ubali, Wilby, iConnex, Dace, MST, and Joan. Should be an interesting race.
Oh, sorry, can you say that again?
Oh yeah, should be. And I'm not going to repeat everything, but it should be an interesting race. I'll repeat that much.
There you go. And for the most part, everybody on the soft tire, I do believe that MST Sport starting out on the mediums, even though, you know, outside of the top 10, you can do that anyways.
Yeah. So this is the part that the premier tier has the most trouble with. You tell them to do anything slow, and it just does not compute with them.
No, because I believe that their mines go a million miles a minute, like their cars.
Yeah, exactly. Like the lap time.
You know, where tier 1 and 2, it takes us
It takes
about
us.
10 minutes. It takes them half a second.
So the guys are gonna now ready up. AG's saying that he messed up his lap. He only did one time the lap, so not sure what's happening with AG. Can he mount an attack in the race? We're gonna have to see.
Well, he's definitely set up in the correct position for it. So just, you know, keeping his nose clean and staying within track limits, I think he'll be just fine.
It does look like it's gonna be a fully dry race, though.
I know most drivers are probably pretty happy to hear that.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, this kind of circuit is so tricky, even with the intermediate tires, and just no margin for error. I mean, you can see it. You know how close the walls are, especially through that castle section. It's so tricky. So let's do a quick grid rundown. We got Jer in P1 pole position. Great lap from Jer. Behind him, Adri. Behind
What
him, we
happened to
have.
Weisheng?
I'm not sure what happened. He looks like he dropped to the back of the grid again, without even looking at it. It's hard to say exactly what happened. Maybe we can take a look at the grid director.
Was it maybe he just got off the line? And we have a
And
spin
Toad.
for Toad.
Toad.
Sitting under safety car.
Yeah.
That seems to be going on a lot today. F1, the game, and real life.
But yeah, so we have Toad, then Stroll, Cody with a great qualifying performance. Behind him, Cali Rob, Steinmeim, Hones, FaZe, Calcis, Ubai Lee, Will B, Iconex, Dace, MST, FLR, Joan, and Vice Shang. So, not sure what happened then. We're going to have to investigate what may have happened with Vice Shang. I think it's possible that it's because he joined the lobby late.
Yeah, but he was still able to qualify.
Yeah, but That's why it's never advisable to have people join the lobby late because things get all wacky.
Yeah.
Well, there's the predicted pit stop strategy. I think most people are going to be doing the one stop to hard. Potentially a two stop if there's an early safety car. We'll see, so that they can jump onto the medium tires and extend that that first stint.
Yep.
We shall see. Let's see who gets the best start here. I think the top 3, 4, 5 guys have every chance to get into the lead here before turn 1. But they'll also have every opportunity to jockey for position into turns 2 and importantly also turn 3. So,
and here we go.
Here we go. Round 8, Baku GP Premier Tier. Waiting for the lights.
3, 4, 5 lights.
And they're off.
Out.
Really quick start. Who gets a better jump? Looks like Jarrett got the best jump. Toad trying to make a move around the outside. Oh,
yes,
and he's
he
damaged.
The wall doing so.
He's a little too ambitious there, I think, in that move.
Which allows H3 to get up into the P2 position. And now he's ghosted. We have half the field looking ghosted.
Yeah, I think it's just trying to avoid any potential incidents in the very narrow bits.
And also, too, it looks as though Weisshank is starting to make his way up from the back of the pack.
So Stroll still right behind Adri. Let's see what he can do there. So the timing board is getting all kinds of wonky at the moment. I think it should fix itself.
We've got some people going up through the castle section side by side.
Missed that one.
Weisshank and FLR making contact. FLR breaks his wing.
And FLR does get past though.
No, Weisshank got past.
Oh well, FLR made its way past Iconex. I didn't see the initial one. I only saw after. So it looks like the timing board is starting to...
Oh, and we have another incident. Iconex and AFRL.
Well, missed that one completely.
In the last...
So I wonder what happened there. But now this is compromised Iconex because he was going long in the first stint and now he's got no end plates.
Yeah.
So Jer setting the fastest lap as it stands at the moment. DRS has been enabled. So again, this timing board is all kinds of wrong because it's Jer in the lead.
He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, Jer in the lead, Adri in P2. I think it will fix itself here in a minute.
Yeah.
FLR and Iconex in the pits.
Weisshank. Weisshank is making a move on Hubali down the inside. Gets the job done.
Yep, nice move from Weisshank. Without these deltas, it's really hard to see when a move is about to be made, though.
Yeah, absolutely. On board with Cali Rob at the moment. It looks like he may be one of the closer. He's coming up to the back of Steinmeier. Makes a little bit of contact as Stein's back in.
I wonder if he's got damage. It doesn't look like it.
Oh, we have
Oh, who was it? That was Toad.
Toad.
Did Steinmeier hit Toad, or did he cause?
No.
He was too quick into the castle, huh?
He was a little bit too throttle happy. Got it sideways going into the castle section.
Now
got sideways.
Did Steinmeier pick up damage from that? He did not. So Steinmeier was able to get through. Yeah. And now the timing board has fixed itself. And Dace is having connection issues. So I'm not sure what's happening with Dace.
I'm going to go on board with Butler as he's making his way up to MST Sport at the moment. W. Butler is the one of two drivers for the Williams team.
Yeah, in the Williams. The guys are back to green flag racing.
And it looks like MST Sport's going to go and make the pass on Toad. Toad with a broken wing.
Yeah, and Toad is going into the pits.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now I have my deltas back, so I can see who's where. But we keep losing them for some reason.
Yeah, I lost them again.
So really, really tough to see when a move's going to be made without seeing those deltas close down, but we'll do the best we can here.
So this is actually a very tricky part of this race. Those on the soft compounded tire at the moment are going to start to feel that the back end start to slightly slip, even though we're only on lap 3. They're going to have a little hard time getting power down to those rear tires.
Yeah, I think that's a great point that you're making there. It's not easy to see when you're watching, but when you're in the car, you can 100% feel it when the car starts to over-rotate, when those sidewalls start to, they stop having that give and they start sliding, and then at that point it's tough because you have to kind of back off, but you feel like you're losing time, so you start pushing harder, but then you're only going to slide more. So really tricky.
Oh, and speaking of which, W. Butler's going to get a run on Hubali.
And he's ahead. So what happens here is Hubali going to be able to make the move back past him. Will is, I think, on the better tire. Let's pull up the tires, actually. No, they're both on the hard tires, so they're going long.
Yes. I have no time.
Yeah, no deltas. Hopefully once they get up again, they stay up.
And it looks like as they cross the line, the deltas are starting to come back.
Yeah. So what is the closest battle on track at the moment? So Hone's in the pits. I think he may have had wing damage. He's being held in the pits. So what is going on? Did he have to serve a penalty?
Not entirely sure. Looks like MSP Sport and Butler are...
Yeah, they're having a great battle, but I'm on board with Vice because Vice, I'm not sure again what happened, but he started at the back of the field. So now he's
getting a great run on Calcis.
Yeah, he's making his way through the field.
Well, I do believe that he's probably not complaining a whole lot because this medium tire strategy that he's on is definitely working to his benefit right now.
Yeah, it's not a bad strategy. Now the only thing is Calcis is on the same strategy, so he needs to make his way past Calcis, otherwise he's going to be held up. If he wants to make this strategy work, he's got to make the move.
Absolutely, but where? Because it looks as though he is getting awfully close to the back end of that Ferrari. Doesn't want to gain any wing damage. So he should be able to open up DRS and overtake the Ferrari on this straightaway. He's lining it up. He's going to go up the inside. He has a look. He's going to go back, and he has another move up his sleeve.
Oh, yeah, and he gets past. He gets past. So they get the elbows out, leaving each other just enough room. A little bit of contact, but he got the job done.
We definitely like to call that rubbing.
Yeah, rubbing is racing. So nice move, getting the elbows out. The guys giving each other just enough room to get through there. It's really tricky, though, because it is a 90-degree corner. Kaus trying to mount an attack back, but at this point, I think Vice is going to be able to drive away just based on his pace. What else is happening? We have Toad.
Callie Robb and Steinmine are having a very interesting
and Toad is just getting over ambitious there. And FLR defending his position well. Yeah, Toad gave him a bit of a dive bomb. They had a little bit of sidewall-to-sidewall contact.
Right now is not the moment to be fighting at the back of the pack. You need to work together. I know that they're on opposite teams, but let's get moving.
Yeah, and I think Toad has got massive damage, if I'm not mistaken. He does, so he's missing that right front end plate.
And this is after he's made his pit stop.
And this is after he's made his pit stop, so he's got to be more patient than that. Let's go to FaZe. FaZe is trying to chase down Callie Robb. He might be able to have a sniff of a move here down the straight.
FaZe looking awfully solid at the moment.
Oh, and Steinmine and FaZe jump into the pits. So this is them.
That was very interesting. Is he gonna get a penalty for that speeding in the pit lane?
I don't think he did. I think he was just able to stop the car in time. Almost slammed into the back of Steinmine.
Absolutely.
So let's see. Steinmine is out. Ubali does pick up a time penalty,
yes,
though.
He does.
But I wonder why they would pit now, because they were going to go long.
Listen, lap 6 on those soft tires is the correct.
But Hubali started on the hard tires.
The
Yeah, Hubali started on the hard, so now he's coming for the mediums. He must have had some kind of wing damage.
I'm not entirely sure about that.
So let's see. Let's go back up to FaZe Boss. They have both just come out of the pits. Oh, and he goes a little bit wide there, and he has to back off. So I'm going to start pulling up my timing board to see what kind of pace these guys are running at. So the last laps, the fastest in the last lap or so has been the car of Vice Shang. He's put in a 142.7 on the mediums, and Jer.
He's starting to reel in.
He's starting to reel in Cali Rob?
Yes.
So just comparatively speaking, Vice Shang put in a 142.7. Jer put in a 143.9. So Jer is doing a little bit of cruise control up front, but Vice Shang is attacking like a madman as it is, and he's already up into 6th place. So great job for Vice Shang.
But why would Jared not? I mean, 5-second, lead over Adri at the moment. It is time to get that cruise control nice and settled in.
Yeah, but I think
and
they're just.
Looks like Vice is going to make a move on Cali Rob.
I missed that one, but yeah, that's Vice ahead of Cali Rob, and they jumped a lot of positions because Cody, Adri, and Stroll, VRL Stroll, into the pits.
So Cali Rob absolutely in a great position at the moment. Though Vaishang did make the move and get around him, he could stick with Vaishang and just ride this one to the end.
So let's see how this one works out, because Vaishang will have to go on to either the soft or the hards, and Cali Rob, he'll have the choice of if he wants to go in for the mediums or the hards. So I wonder who's got the advantage here. I don't think it's possible for Cali Rob to one-stop from soft to medium, but we'll see. It looks like they're both going to go onto the hard tire.
At the moment, there's a battle going on between 10, 9, and 8.
Yeah.
MST Sports, Steinmine, and FaZe.
Yeah, we're checking that out here on the stream. We've got MST in 8th, Steinmine in 9th, FaZe Boss in 10th. Just ahead of them, we have Cody Lewis in the Haas. So Sparkplugs is in the chat, in the stream. What's up, Sparkplugs? Oh, and that's FaZe into the wall, and lucky for him, he doesn't look like he's lost an end plate, but he might have a little bit of minor damage. Now Steinmine is going to try to make a move on MST. He's in a great position to do so. Fresh hard tires. MST's going really long in this stint. He's going to have the DRS. I think MST's going to have the DRS as well, though. Oh, and he did get the DRS, so that's really unlucky for Steinmine, but he can try to make a move if he stays with them. Cali Rob into the pits. Looks like Joan is disconnected. Not sure what's happening with him.
At the end of this lap, though, Steinmine, if he can stick with it, will have the DRS, and MST Sport will possibly be out of DRS range.
But
he is catching up with Cody.
Yeah, he's catching Cody. So Spitcheck is saying that these guys, their formation lap is faster than his quali lap. Yeah, same here, Spitcheck. These guys are really quick. Joji is in the chat. How's it going, Joe? So it looks like this is still the closest battle on the track at the moment. The guys, it's 6 of Cody Lewis, MST 7, Steinmine 8, FaZe Boss just behind him in 9, Cali Rob just behind him in 10th, and just behind him we've got Hones, who's always so quick, the master of the one-stop strategy. What can Hones do? Because I think he's in a pretty good position here. I think at this point Hones has committed to a 2-stop though, but that does mean that he's in a position to jump again onto the I think he's going to jump onto the medium tire again in the next stint. So he's going to be able to go a lot quicker than the guys who are going to go onto the hard tire. So let's go back up to Steinmine. And you see MST is still, he's kind of falling back, but he's still within 8-9 tenths of Cody. So
Yes.
not exactly what Steinmine is wanting to see there. He wants to see MST fall out of that 1 second gap to Cody.
Well, here's something to take notice to, too. Steinmine has 0% on his ERS, not doing a very good job of conserving that, which is what he's going to need to get past MST Sport down the straightaway.
Yeah, but to be fair, MST is also deploying the ERS as well. So once the other driver ahead shows their hand, I think it's fair game to also say, you know what, F it, let me use mine as well. Because if he's having a tough time passing him based on the pace and not being held up, that means MST may be going a slight bit faster. And it's going to be to Steinmine's benefit to stay with him, even if that does mean deploying that ERS, because he'll be able to use MST to get away from the guys behind him. As you can see, because Calirob is starting to fall back a little bit.
Hubali is going to be, has made the move on
Just
Mater.
calling him Joan, keeping it simple. Yeah. So I think Joan has disconnected, so I'm not sure what's happening there. But yeah, that's Hubali up to 13th. Now Jer, who has already pit, is starting to chase down Calcis. Can he get around? Because he's going to need to make some forward progress to try to build up a gap to get as far ahead as possible, because these P1 and P2 are going to have to pit again. Let's go on board with Jer. Jer is really close to Calcis. So that's the move done on Calcis. Great job from Jarrett. Now let's go to Steinmine. He's still trying to get past MST, but not quite able to.
Oh, we have a spin of Hones.
Oh, when Hones drops it in turn 1. I wonder what happened there. But that's Will up into 11th.
Looks like MST Sport's going to go down the inside of Cody Lewis, and they
he
make
does
contact.
He does make the move. Everyone's wing intact. A little bit of contact there from Steinmine to Cody. I don't think he's lost.
Trying to get around.
Yeah, I don't think he's lost the wing. I think he tried a little bit of a switchback, but Cody was trying to get the car turned into the apex there. So nice move from MST. Now what can Steinmine do here? Because he was not able to get past MST, but can he get past Cody? And Cody's looking feisty still. He may have got past, but he's not giving up. So great to see that fight in Cody. Does not want to let MST get away, and you love to see it.
They are all over the backside,
and they're getting.
Gets a little bit sideways.
He does get a little sideways. What does Steinmine do?
Steinmine.
Yeah, Steinmine, very smart. Lets him take the compromised line and tries to get a better exit. He does have the momentum on Cody. What's going to happen here? He has a little too much momentum.
Well, this is also going to allow for...
And Steinmine makes the move. Steinmine makes the move. They're trying to fight for that slipstream. The guys are just absolutely flying down the straight. We're on board with Calirob. He's just behind.
It's going to get around all of them, it looks like. And here comes Cody Lewis around the outside.
What a move from Cody. What a move from Steinmine.
I believe that Cody Lewis's hard tires are starting to feel...
And Calirob into the wall.
Right.
And Phasma's having a little bit of a slip there with the wheel spin. That's going to let Calirob get past.
Messi's going to have a little look down the inside.
That was a great move from Cody Lewis and Steinmine, huh?
Absolutely.
Great racing. Setting themselves up perfectly down the straight.
You can really use the momentum of turn 1 and going around the outside to make a very smooth and clean pass.
You can. I think even if it is a 90-degree corner, turn 1 is probably one of the widest corners out of all the 90-degree corners on this circuit. MST getting all kinds of sideways there, so he's letting Steinmine get away. letting Cali Rob close down on him. So what's the closest battle on track at the moment? I think.
Looks like Steinmine.
Yeah,
Lewis at the moment.
Yeah, Steinmine to Cody Lewis, the battle for 5th, the battle for 7th with MST and Cali Rob, and then I think the battle for 11th, Calcis and Hubali.
Yes. And it looks like Cali Rob just wants that P7 position for himself.
He does, and he's on much fresher tires, so MST's going to have to pit again. Cali Rob is not going to have to pit again. So it makes you wonder how much longer into the race. And Steinmeier getting past Cody Lewis. Around the outside on the straight. He was clear of him before turn 1, but great job nonetheless of Steinmeier. So he's up into 5th place. Now Weisheng is in the lead, but he's going to have to pit. He's still on the tires he started on, those medium tires.
Yep.
So where is that going to drop Weisheng? Cody Lewis is going to try to make a move, and he's not quite close enough. So really smart driving, I think, there from Cody Lewis, backing out of that move and trying to set himself up for the clear one. And MST and Cali Rob having a great scrap. And Cal's just having a great scrap. He got past Will. Amazing move down the inside of turn 3. Locking up a little bit, but he gets the job done. But the guys, it looks like there's just not a whole lot of grip out there, especially with those hard tires, but the guys are doing what they can. So still a great fight here. 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Or 7th, 8th, and 9th, rather. Toad getting the fastest lap. MST getting compromised a little bit there. That's going to let Cali Rob get past.
Yep.
But now MST is going to have the DRS, but I think Cali Rob should be able to drive away if he really focuses and gets clean exits, because he is on the much fresher tire.
Also, too, FaZe is going to give FaZe an opportunity to get inside of this mix.
It will as well. The quicker FaZe gets to the back of MST, the better off Cali Rob will be.
And it looks like MST is going to start closing in this gap with that DRS. Oh!
He's going to try and move around the outside.
Not
But
quite sure
he's
what happened
juking out Cali Rob. He made Cali Rob think he was going to make the move, but he backed off.
there. Oh, and now he's going to go down the inside of Cali Rob.
Yeah,
Not
and
quite
now
sure what happened to Cali Rob.
he's got the positioning. Well, MST gave him a juke, like as if he was going to go around the outside. Cali Rob overcommitted into turn 1, went wide himself. And wow,
Now
they're
Cali Rob down
side
the
by
inside.
side. Wow, great driving from Cali Rob. Great driving from MST. A little bit of
They make
contact.
contact.
A little bit of contact, but
And
I
this
think,
is going to allow FaZe to go around the outside.
can he go around? And I think he's going to be able to get it done. Oh, and the guys
It's
compromise
so
each other in
close.
terms of their apex speed. That lets
Yeah.
FaZe overtake
Yeah.
both of them. Yeah, really great driving from these guys. Incredible. Wow, that was really, really exciting to
That
see.
was nuts.
Yeah,
Looks like Hubali is going to make a move on Iconex.
and Cali Rob in the wall. Does he lose a piece of the wing there?
It doesn't look like it.
No, he doesn't.
And he's going to be... Somebody's ghosted. I think that's...
Yeah, that's Dace. He's disconnected, unfortunately. So today is not Dace's day. You really hate to see it. I think he could have been vying for a top 5 himself today. So what's happening at the moment? Yeah, MST.
Something happened.
Yeah, he's trying to make a move there. They've been having this whole race. They've been having a great battle. Cali Rob is getting really lucky there to not pick up any damage, at least not that we can see. He might have a very, very light damage. So Will in the pits. He's come in for his one stop. He's going on to the medium tires, and we'll go to the end.
He gets the DRS, but he's probably going to be a little too far back to make a move on Cali Rob at the moment. A bit of confusion as we missed it, but Jer has passed Weisheng.
What do you see developing in the race at the moment?
I thought that Weisheng was leading this race, but Jair.
Well, he must have got back past him. Looks like Weisheng is having some issues, and yeah, so it looks like Weisheng is missing the front left end plate. Yeah. So that's what's allowed Jair to get. Yeah. That's what allowed Jared to have gotten past, back past him. Caliab is still in the back of FaZe.
Holmes is all over the back of
Joan. Yeah, I think Joan is an AI car. I'm not quite sure. Unless he's back in the race. I think he might actually be back in the race. No, so yeah, they're actually having a legit battle. So Weisheng in the pits. Weisheng is going to try
the soft tires.
Medium, one-stop medium to soft. So how is that going to work out for him? Will he be able to make these soft tires last?
I'm not sure, but 10 laps, it's not impossible.
But it's going to be tough.
He's going to be super quick.
Yeah.
And Cali Rob just all over the backside of FaZe.
And same thing with Joan. Looks like Hones has gotten past Joan. Can Joan respond here with a great exit? They get really great exits.
I'm board with Cali Rob still in FaZe.
Yep,
They're
and I'm
very, very close.
I'm on board with Hones. You can see the back of Hones into Joan. Joan is not giving up. He wants that position back. Joan getting a better exit there. Can he do something here into the castle section? Let's go on board actually with Vice. Yeah, let's go on board with Weisheng. So
he's having a look down the inside.
Yeah, but Vice is a really smart racer, so he knows he doesn't have to make the move there. He's going to get the DRS on the main straight. And he does back out. He's got to be careful here because Cody's a much slower car at the moment because he's on the weaker compound. So he's got to be patient, and he is being patient. He's tucked up really nicely into this. Yeah. He's tucked up really nicely in the slipstream. He gets a little bit of the slipstream, and now away he goes.
There he goes.
So, well played by Vice. Showing his racing chops, showing why he's one of the best out there. Let's go on board now with Cali Rob. He's still trying to get back to FaZe Bass. Joan is still within 4 or 5 tenths of Hone, so he's staying with him nicely. I think Cali Rob's going to make a move here. FaZe goes to defend. side by side into turn 3. And side by side again. And it looks like Cali Rob has got the positioning. They leave each other just enough room. Oh, and they're getting the elbows out. They're making a little bit of contact, but you can see that it is allowing MST. Yeah, but you can see that the guys are giving each other respect, and you love to see it. Duking it out. May the best man win. In this case, Cali Rob has made the move. So Cali Rob into P7. Great move from Cali Rob. And if you recall, Cali Rob was having a little bit of trouble getting past MST, so now he's past both MST and FaZe.
Let's go on board with Weisshank as he's trying to hunt down Steinmine at the moment, going down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Steinmine out of ERS. So this should be the move done for Weisshank. Tucked up really nicely into that slipstream, and there goes the move. I don't think there's much, yeah, and a fastest lap to boot. So great job from Weiss. Now Steinmine's got to stay with him because Steinmine knows, okay, if I can stay with him another 4 laps or so, Weisshank's tires are really going to start to go, and then he can mount an attack. He's got to push like a madman at the moment. So Cali Rob and FaZe still having a great battle. MST into the pits for the soft tire. So really great battles here from Cali Rob and FaZe. Really clean, but really hard. Exactly the type of racing that you love to see. The guys putting the skill on display. Millimeters from the wall there.
Looks like the closest battle still at the moment is FaZe and Cali Rob.
Yep, the battle for 7th. Now Cody's ahead. About 8 seconds ahead, but he does have penalties. He has 3 seconds of penalties. So can Cali Rob close another 5 seconds or so on Cody to try to take 6th position?
And it looks like FaZe gets a much better run than Cali Rob through the castle section.
It looks like Cali Rob's starting to suffer a little bit with the rear tire degradation, the rear tire wear, and it's making it very tricky for him to get on the power. This exit here is so important because it's going to determine what your straight line speed is when you're on that straight.
One thing to take note of at the moment, Weisshank is just taking chunks out of that time between him and Stroll.
Can Weisshank make his way from the back of the grid to the podium? That will have been a heroic drive from Weisshank if he can get it done.
Absolutely. It's a natural Lewis Hamilton at Imola situation.
Yeah, or like a Checo coming from the back of the grid at Bahrain to finish 5th. In this case, he'd be doing even better. So FaZe is just, it's not quite enough to get back past Cali Rob. So it looks like it's possible that FaZe has maybe a setup that's a little better in the corners, maybe a little bit more downforce. But Cali Rob is really flying on that straight. So that Alfa Romeo Ferrari-powered car.
It looks like they're very evenly paced in different areas, but they are evenly paced.
Overall, yeah. I think FaZe is a little better in the corners, and I think Cali Rob's a little better on the straight. Great shot of the cars going up the castle section.
Yeah, absolutely. Iconex picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, tough break for Iconex. Yeah, he's down at 16th at the moment.
Weisshank down to 2.5 seconds on Stroll, just flying at the moment.
Yeah, let's go on board with him really quickly. He's just going down the main straight, but we got to keep our eyes on Weisshank. When he's in the race, it's always dangerous. Let's go back to FaZe Bass. I think FaZe Bass is going to be able to make a move on Cali Rob. Yep, he's got the momentum.
Looks like it.
Cali Rob, a defense to the inside. You can see that once FaZe Bass gets out of the slipstream, he doesn't quite have as much momentum as Cali Rob, but that DRS is certainly helping him to make the move.
Yeah, it's allowed him to get ahead of Cali Rob.
But I think Cali Rob can fight back. What can Cali Rob do? What will his response be? The guy's just giving it everything. Looks like Jones in the pits. FaZe Bass defends. Oh, and he misses his break point. FaZe Bass misses his break point.
Massive.
And wow.
Absolutely massive.
That's really, really
That's
tough. But that's Calcis up a spot. That's Hones up a spot.
Weisshank, this just coming in, but Weisshank is within a second of Stroll.
It's just unbelievable. But see, I think Weisshank is playing this perfectly because he knows, look, the tires are going to go in the end, right? And in the final laps of that stint, so he said, fuck it, I'm just going to push as hard as can be right now. The tires are going to go at the end no matter what, so why conserve? Let's push. And Hubali is out. So, not sure what happened to Hubali. I don't even see where his car is. And there's a safety car.
Oh, what do you do in this situation if you're Weisshank?
I'm not sure, but I don't even know where Hubali's car is.
He's going to stay out. Stroll's going to go into the pit.
So Adri coming into the pits for the soft tires. He's taking the gamble.
That's gonna be a big thing for Adri.
I think that's going to work out nicely for him because he's not going to lose any positions. And Jer is going to stay out there on the hard tire.
Well, he's also past the pit entry.
Yeah, it's possible that he could pit, but at this point, is it worth it? So Cali Rob in the pits, Calcis in the pits, Hones
he could technically still jump in
into the pits. Yeah, but he's going to lose positions at this point, I believe.
Yes, but he'll lose positions regardless at the beginning or at the end of the safety car.
Yeah, that's true with the hard tire. So everyone jumping into the pits, MST, Calcis, Cali Rob, FaZe, Hones, everyone coming in for the soft tire. It's going to be a four-lap shootout at the end.
Yeah, Jer definitely going to have to pit. There's just no way around it.
Let's see what he does. Let's go back on board with Jer.
But this is still interesting because Weisshank on 4-lap old soft tires, you know, around the 4 to 6 lap mark, those soft tires really start to fall off.
Yeah, so that's a good thing for Jer if he stays out, but otherwise
I don't think he'll be able to. He also has an 18-second gap. I do believe that the right call would be to pit.
And he does go into the pits. So let's see where he comes out. What kind of pit stop can this Team Haas do?
And if you're Weisshank, you really got to put your foot to the floor and try to get ahead. And he will.
So Team Haas needs the pit stop of a lifetime. Really quick stop.
But Weiss is going to come in for another set of soft tires.
Yeah, and I don't blame him.
I don't either.
I think he might come out behind his teammate, but still in the podium positions.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, he's still close enough where he can make a run for P1.
But does VRL Stroll get past Weiss? I don't think he will.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be really close. No, he does not. He does not. So Weisshank lost one position. I think that was worth it, if you ask me.
I do too.
So I believe the safety car will be in this lap. We still have yet to get that confirmed from race control, but I think it will come in this lap. So everyone in the race opting to pit under safety car for the softs. Everyone's going to be on equal pegging. It's going to be a crazy shootout in the last few laps. This might as well be one of these online 5-lap races with everyone just going for it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's anybody's game at this point. The safety car could have not come at a worse time for Jer, though he was able to get into the pits onto the soft tires as everyone else. So equal chances for the lot of them. Yeah.
So well played by Jer. He knew he had to come in, just like you said. You called it. Great call there. And yeah, he knew he would have been a sitting duck. I mean, we had an instance of that, I think, in our Tier 1 race at Bahrain, where some of the hard tire runners who had committed to the one-stop, there was a late safety car, and they stayed out, and they just got completely eaten up by everyone on the soft tires immediately.
Yeah,
so it just doesn't work out.
Is this Steinman in the Red Bull just getting overtaken?
Looks like that's Iconex. He's a lap car.
Okay.
Yeah.
So will the safety car come in this lap?
It's possible
Don't
that we
think
might do
so.
one more.
So it'll be a 4-lap shootout.
If we do one more lap, it'll be a 3-lap shootout.
Yeah, we are going to probably go one more lap.
It's possible that some of the cars that haven't quite made it to the back of the queue, and that's what's holding everybody up. Yeah, so we're going to do one more lap on the safety car. So 3-lap shootout. They're going to do laps 24, 25, and 26 under green flag. Man, it makes you wonder who's going to get the best jump. Monkey Mafia is in the chat. What's up, Monkey Mafia? Everybody's favorite monkey. Sorry, Monkey Bill. We love you too. So really quickly, actually, let's take a look at penalty times. We have Cody Lewis with 3 seconds, FaZe Bass with 3 seconds, and iConnect with 6. And position changes. Vice Shang, the biggest winner of the race so far. 15 spots since the start, showing his class, his ability, his skill, his focus.
I can't imagine him not getting driver of the day.
Yeah, I think if he finishes where he's at or better, which is potential, it's possible. In all likelihood, it's very possible. He's definitely going to be the driver of the day. Everyone in the stream, who is your driver of the day? Let's see you guys pick some driver of the days.
I think they're going to go another one. Yeah.
A whole nother lap. Well, I guess it's going to be 2 laps of green flag racing then. It's possible
this
because it's the
doesn't make a whole lot
car.
of sense.
Well, it's the car of Dace that's disconnected that is not at the back of the queue yet. And if the guys are not completely in all the queue together, then sometimes it tries to delay the green flag restart until everyone's back to the queue. So you can see Dace's disconnected car is starting to make progress there. And he's starting to get back to the queue. So it's going to be a 2-lap shootout. But the leaders will be thinking, what is going on? I still see him in the session. The leaders will be thinking, what's going on? Because their tires are getting colder and colder. Yeah, and it looks like Joan has disconnected.
In this lap, the safety car will be coming in.
Yeah, it has to at this point. Hubali out, but he disconnected. He had DNF'd a while ago. Joan trying to get back into the mix. Oh, and Calcis almost making contact with Cody there. Got to be more careful than that. I think Joan's been having connections issues all day, unfortunately.
Yeah. So we are almost back to green flag racing.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that the safety car will come in this lap, and it will be a 2-lap shootout.
It's going to be absolutely crazy. excited to see what happens in these final 2 laps. You got to think that the guys are going to absolutely go for it. Send it. Rusty saying, great drive by Adri. Will he finish at the top? That's a really great question, Rusty. I think Jer, Adri, Baisheng all have the pace to fight for the win. But, you know, take nothing away from BRL Stroll, Steinmeier, Cody Lewis, from all these other guys. And MST having a collision with Will. So I'm not sure what happened there. That can be reviewed after the race, and that time penalty can be removed if it needs to, since they don't have to pit again. So the guys have to be careful.
Here's the thought. We have not had a race finish under safety car. Could it be today the first?
No, the safety car's already back.
I know. But again, it's a lot of carnage when it comes to a 2-lap shootout.
I don't think in the final 2 laps it will trigger safety car. I think it'll trigger VSC if anything, or just a local yellow.
Will it?
Yeah. So who's going to get the best jump? Calcis.
Calcis 5 second with Cody Lewis.
The guys have to be a little bit more careful. iConnex jumps into the pits.
There we go.
And they're off. Absolute craziness into turn 1. Some contact there. And it looks like Hones, he's missed his break point, or not sure what happened, but he's just given up.
So Adrian Baisheng being teammates, what is the call here at the moment? Because it doesn't look like Baisheng has some more pace.
There is no call. It's, if you want to get around me, you got to get around me at this point. And Cody Lewis is out.
Oh, that's rough.
And Joan making a great switchback on Calcis.
Oh, and Baisheng kind of clips the wall a little bit. Does he have any damage? No, he doesn't. So are we going to have DRS resume?
I think potentially on this lap. And yeah, it just doesn't look like anyone's got an answer for Jer.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's go on board with FaZe Bass, because this looks like it's the closest battle on track at the moment. FaZe Bass is trying to chase down Calcis.
Well, right now, Baisheng is all over the backside of Adri. They are so close.
Yeah, let's go on board with Vice. They may be teammates, but I don't think either one is going to want to let up.
Which is allowing Dare to just walk away. Understandably, it was a 2-lap shootout.
Yeah. Oh, Adrian gets a little sideways there. Into the castle section they go. Who's going to be able to get the best drive through there?
They make a little bit of contact.
There's a little bit of a touch. Oh, and a little bit of a touch again. I think they're going to get away with that one. It was the most minor of contact. It's going to be a drag race down the line. They're both deploying their ERS. They both have about the same deployment left. But Adri's got a really great exit. I think Adri's going to be able to hold on. And let's actually go to the leader, Jer. He crosses the line, and that's the win for Jer.
That's going to be it.
Yeah, and it's not enough for Baisheng.
But still, Baisheng P3, podium position from last.
That's an amazing drive from Baisheng.
You can't argue with those results.
No, you really can't. I think it must have been the haircut.
Must have been.
Phase Boss says no one saw him missing his breaking point. No. No one did. No one saw that. Don't worry, Phase Boss.
Yep. Nobody saw that.
So,
send me some money and I'll make sure I delete the footage.
yeah, we're gonna blackmail Phase Boss. Just kidding. So Jarrett in the win, Adri P2, Vice Shank P3. Great job from these guys. Craziness with the safety car restarts. Kind of to be expected in the very late stages of the race. Some people with the 5-second penalties at the end, so not sure exactly what happened. That will be reviewed after the race. But shout out to Jarrett and Adrian Vice Shank. This is actually a pretty great day for Racing Point, all things considered.
What a race here at Baku.
Yeah. Craziness, round 8. Thank God the street circuits are over, huh?
No doubt. Now
So-
we can get back to racing.
Yeah, now we can go back to the real circuit. So we'll be back next week at Canada. Great circuit. Thank you everyone for tuning in. T Widow, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, take care.